Look at that, right on time. Oh, is he going to actually make it on time? Yes, I am. We've got so many. Some are mildly surprising. Some we knew were coming, like Tim Patrick, but they still hurt to see the man get released. Kadarius Toney out in Kansas City. We kind of knew that was coming. Still a little weird to see. A.J. Dillon going to IR. There's a lot of huge roster moves happening. And I was going to do like a normal episode, but I wanted to go live and talk about some of this stuff for two reasons. One, when I talk about some of the players that have been cut or released, I really like your input. I like your guys' take when it's your team. Usually, you have a better beat on some of that shit than I do. And also, some of this stuff will be irrelevant, in 24 hours, like the Bills. They're releasing Frank Gore Jr. So if I were to say that the Bills are going to be cursed for cutting Frank Gore Jr. and then they signed him to the practice squad, my whole rant and tangent would be meaningless, right? So we're going to go through this. I was waiting for this because the Broncos were late to release their 53-man roster. They took their sweet-ass time, and Tim Patrick, not released. And I thought maybe there was a little hope they would keep Timmy Patrick. I thought maybe there was hope. And then 35, 40 minutes after all the other teams had their information out there, Tim Patrick is gone in Denver after missing the last two seasons with injuries. He's a local hero, a local legend. But we'll get to Tim Patrick in a minute here. This is the day where every NFL team cuts down to 53, right? I think everybody here knows that. But if you're new, the Tuesday before the NFL season starts, the week that it starts, all teams get down to 53 men, and then they fill out their practice squads. And it's universally known as NFL GMs and head coaches' favorite day of the year. They love cutting down the roster. These sickos famously love that they get to destroy hundreds of grown men's lifelong dreams. It's cliche. It's cliche now, but they always say this is the easiest part of their job, which, I don't know. It seems weird. It seems rude. I don't know why they think that. I don't know why they like ending men's dreams, but that's their words, not mine, guys. Not freaking mine. I'm so sick of hearing it every year. So sick of hearing it. Did my guy JL make the 53? Also, happy anniversary. Thank you. I don't know if JL made it. We're going to find out together live here. Tim Patrick to Pittsburgh. Tim Patrick is forever damned to have Russell Wilson be his QB, and you know it. Well, if Tim Patrick goes to play for Russell Wilson, then Tim Patrick won't play because he never played with Russell Wilson in Denver. So I think it's cursed, and I don't think the Steelers, if they have any respect for Tim Patrick, will sign him. Dude, Tim Patrick is a Dan Campbell man. Tim Patrick on the Lions would be sick. It would be tight. I would love it. Hey, Perna, Chiefs cut Toney. 3-peat is guaranteed. You coming to the parade. Sean, I will never go to your stupid-ass parade. 3-peat is not happening. Okay? It's not. One of the first things, though, that happened today was Ernest Jones. Let's see here. Can I just find Ernest Jones? Oh, man, I got to expand here. Ernest Jones. Let me bring up the graphic for you guys. There we go. Boom. Ernest Jones. Nice trade here. Man, I got too many tabs open. The Rams. They are sending Ernest Jones to the Titans. The Titans they just won't stop making moves. Okay? They've added like 8 or 9 new defensive players. I think 7 potential starters. And surely this is the most important thing that's ever happened with the Rams and Titans and a linebacker named Jones. You guys know that reference? Super Bowl, maybe? Jones, 24, had 2 picks as a rookie. in the Rams Super Bowl season back in 2021. He played 15 games last year, notching 4 sacks. He's an inside linebacker. They use him to pressure the quarterback. So it'll be interesting to see how the Titans use him. Tennessee also has a new defensive coordinator, Denard Wilson. So there's just so many new pieces in Tennessee. Everybody's getting high on the Titans for all the players they added. I think this is probably a solid move for them. But when you have that many new pieces, usually it takes a little time for those guys to gel and play together to their full potential. I almost look at like the Broncos back in 2014 when they added DeMarcus Ware, they added Aqib Talib, TJ Ward, and they were like, the defense was good that season, but it was the following year, 2015, when like all of those dudes went crazy and gave us one of the best defenses we have ever seen. And there, boom, one of the things I'm looking for. Jones was a team captain. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't know he was a team captain. So when I say I want your guys' input, this is the type of shit that helps me. So Jones, that was a trade. That was a nice move. I just mentioned Tim Patrick. Let me go to my favorite Tim Patrick stat is that no drops. I believe it was it 20? Let me just pull up the link here. 2020? Was it the 2020 season? Yeah, boom. Tim Patrick and Larry Fitzgerald, 0 drops, 2 dudes, 70-plus targets that season. So I think somebody's going to – I don't know if Tim Patrick's going to clear waivers. I feel like somebody will swoop him up. He is a good receiver. With the Broncos, they have a similar guy, though, right? In Cortland Sutton. 2 big-bodied receivers with the most supple and secure hands. Oh, my God, their hands are so good. But I think the Broncos kind of opted for some speed over Tim Patrick. And, you worried that maybe he's slowing down a little bit after 2 season-long injuries that he's coming back from. But somebody's going to get him, and they're going to be happy. Guillermo, thank you, Guillermo. I think we'll be happy with the 53 as long as Bo Nix is good, right? If Bo Nix is bad, then everything they just did probably looks like a wrong move. A wrong move. All right, let's go to Anders Carlson. Right? The Packers. So the Packers, they released Anders Carlson today. So I feel like this is going to, not releasing Anders Carlson, but just the fact that the Packers are in kicker limbo. Is that Greg Joseph? Is that who they kept? Feels like the Packers are destined to lose a game in the playoffs because of kicking woes. They, of course, also traded for Malik Willis yesterday. So he is the only other quarterback in their QB room now with Jordan Love. So they make a move for Malik Willis, who had a nice preseason outing with Tennessee. They got rid of Pratt and, oh my God, who was the other quarterback that's gone from the Packers right now? Brain, where are you? Brain, where are you? Oh my God. Sean Clifford. There it is. Sean Clifford. So yeah, Packers, 3 interesting moves. Cut Carlson. They trade for Willis. And then unfortunately, they put A.J. Dillon on season-ending IR. He had a couple his neck issues. They call it a stinger, which is just a very mild way of saying there could be some serious fucked up issues with your neck, which is something you shouldn't take lightly. So it's unfortunate. They brought A.J. Dillon back on that kind of like different contract for the season, but he's going to IR. Is probably going to be his last year in Green Bay. A.J. Dillon, of course, nice enough to come on the show with Grossi and I. So always rooting for A.J. to find success and whatever he does next. But I wasn't aware of his injury or that was gonna happen. So when they moved him to IR, a little bit surprised there. In case you get cut by YouTube today, Perna, here's some cash to keep you afloat. Well, thank you, Matt. I will take it, and I'm always at risk. I'm always on the bubble, always on the YouTube roster bubble. What if Toney was the Chiefs' good luck charm, and now that he's released, they are cursed now? I hope that's true, Isaac. I hope that is true. Let's just bring up Toney, Kadarius Toney. Got the news for. Oh, this was cold. Football Fanatics tweeted Kadarius Toney put his house up for sale, and it's the blue injury tint. Very hilarious tweet. Very hilarious tweet. Here's the interesting thing with Kadarius Toney, right? Like, he was benched last year, basically throughout the playoffs, right? Struggled with the drops last year, so the drops were an issue. Then there's the offsides play. But during the Chiefs' Super Bowl run, Kadarius Toney, of course, catches a touchdown in the fucking Super Bowl against the Eagles. Also, that entire postseason, he was one of the best punt returners all postseason for the Chiefs. So of all the teams in the NFL, he was like the most effective punt returner. He had the big punt return in the Super Bowl that was huge for Kansas City to beat the Eagles. So really, he's one of my least favorite players for doing the bare minimum, but coming up in the biggest moments for the Chiefs in that Super Bowl run against Philly. And I clarify because he was absent last year for the Super Bowl run for the Chiefs. You just had to, Kadarius. You had to have one of the biggest punt returns in Super Bowl history. You had to score a touchdown in that game. That's a real slap to my face as a Broncos fan. So I hope this is true, Isaac. I really do. Please, no more surprise spiders in the ad break. I got a bum ticker. You trying to kill me? Oh, that the tarantula haircut for my Underdog fantasy promo from the last episode. El Tigre, is that what you're talking about? I'll try not to do it. But yeah, Underdog Fantasy sponsoring today's episode. There's a link in the description if you want to play daily fantasy. There's just a week and a half left to enter the best ball tournament on Underdog. A best ball draft is where you draft your team once. They use your best point total every week in the best ball mania tournament. I think it's 15 million in total prizes. So it's their biggest tournament every year. I'll be doing drafts all season long with Underdog, weekly drafts. And also, I just got confirmation from Underdog. They're going to help me do 2 charity drafts this year, which is really freaking cool. So I think we'll do one in September and then one later in the year for a charity of my choosing. I think we're going to do Solving Kids Cancer again, which we raised money for last year. And all the money raised from that tournament will go to the charity. So it's really fucking cool that a company like Underdog is supporting me and the things I want to do that are just outside of YouTube videos and trying to get people to sign up for their product. They're really supportive. That's why I keep rocking with them. But yeah, I'll have more info on that soon. Oh, Slimy Cactus, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch, how dare you? That's technically true, but how dare you? Going to Kansas City versus Denver, week 18, driving from Wichita, go Kansas City. Nice. Where at in Wichita? I lived in Goddard, America for 6 years, so I'm familiar with the area. Thank you for joining as a member. Broncos making you wait for the 53. I know, they made me wait way too long. Way too long to see the final 53. We'll take a look at the Broncos' final 53 very soon. I want to get to a few more interesting moves that happened today. What Broncos thing is your prized possession? This Peyton Manning football right here. You can't see it, but it's this Peyton Manning autographed football that my wife got me. And then this John Elway autographed helmet. Two big ones. Tim Patrick to the Steelers. Bet on it. No, I don't. It's a curse. Russell Wilson and Timmy Patrick just can't play together. I think the football gods don't want it. Happy 8th anniversary. Well, thank you. Yeah, Jess and I celebrated our 8th anniversary yesterday. Tomorrow's our daughter's 4th birthday. Big week for us. Easy to remember. If you look at an 8, you notice it looks like, oh my God. Okay. All right. So Kadarius Toney, kind of a surprise. Do you guys think anybody's going to pick him up? I would be curious to have Toney on my roster just for the punt returns and possible kick returns. But for all intents and purposes, a first-round draft pick by the Giants at pick 20. They obviously moved on from him, sent him to Kansas City. It kind of worked out for Kansas City because, again, he played well in the postseason, but he's been a bust for the Chiefs there. Let me go to Ari. I like Ari. I like all his updates he has here. Oh, yeah. Elijah Mitchell going to IR for the 49ers. There's Tim Patrick. N'Keal Harry been released by the Vikings. Lewis Seen. This was kind of an interesting move for Minnesota. I think he will find a roster spot somewhere else. Let me get down. Okay, we talked about A.J. Dillon. He's going to IR. There were so many things. Donald Parham. He got a shot by playing in the XFL. Been with the Chargers for a couple years. He's like 6'8". I'm glad he got an opportunity. Sucks that he's been released. There's more on Ernest Jones. We talked about Ernest Jones. Oh, yeah. Here's just a quick on all the guys that the Titans brought in this offseason for their defense, right? Snead. Thank you, Tennessee, for making the Chiefs a little bit worse on defense. I think L'Jarius Sneed is a tremendous corner. That's going to pay immediate dividends for the Titans secondary. But, Quandre Diggs, that was a nice signing. Jamal Adams is a depth piece right now listed on their depth chart. Sebastian Joseph Day with the rookie, Tavondre Sweat. That's a lot of new pieces. The Titans defense could be pretty fucking good. Oh, yeah, the rugby dude. The Chiefs also got rid of the rugby dude. I like that they experimented with the rugby dude. Ultimately, I guess he didn't make the final cut. They also got rid of Justin Ross. Another guy, he had big injury concerns coming out of college. They took a flyer on him. Insanely talented dude. He's been on the roster for a couple of years. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to work out there. He's a guy who we've all been scared that Justin Ross was going to get fully healthy and just destroy opposing defenses with Patty Mahomes throwing him the ball. Maybe he comes back on the practice squad there. I'm not sure. Jordan Matthews, of course, he gets released after I shout him out in the last episode there. CJ Beathard. Terrace Marshall. Here was a surprising cut. I actually had this in the script before I decided to go live. Terrace Marshall. Also, the Texans got rid of Noah Brown. I picked Terrace Marshall to have a breakout season last year in 2023 with the arrival of one Bryce Young. I was wrong, obviously. He had just 19 receptions last season, Marshall. No touchdowns. But he had 28 receptions for 490 yards in 2022. I think he's going to find a spot somewhere. He came out of LSU where he had 23 TDs for 1,400 yards in his final 2 seasons there. So we know the talent's there. Just didn't work out with the Panthers. That was a little bit of a surprise. Oh yeah, I can talk about Caleb Farley too in a minute. Jalen Virgil released by the Broncos. There's Noah Brown. Noah Brown was fucking good last year for the Texans. Really fucking good. He had 2 games, 153 yards, then a 170-yard game back-to-back. Then he hurt his knee. Then he came back and he was pretty good. I think that knee injury was lingering a little bit. But if you remember, the Texans were supposedly listening to trade offers for John Mechie. So we thought John Mechie might be on the move. But I think it's smart for them to keep Mechie. He had a very nice preseason. I like Mechie's story. He comes into the league. Mechie's coming off ACL injury, right? Then he gets diagnosed with leukemia. So he's got an injury to rehab from, and then he's got to beat fucking cancer. So I'm happy that Mechie's getting a shot. Noah Brown, very good. Spent the first 5 or 6 years of his career with the Cowboys. I think he's going to land on someone's roster. I said just go back to Dallas, but who knows? Maybe Cincinnati? Feels like Joe Burrow would light it up with him. I don't know. That's just a guess. But I think Noah Brown will get more work. I got a cat down here just fucking meowing. Hold on. Get out of here. Get. Boom. Sorry. That cat noise was driving me nuts. Oh. Okay. Did Mechie get waived? Let me see. Let me double check Sin's depth chart. Because if they waived Mechie and Noah Brown, no, he's still there, it looks like. Yep, Mechie is still there. Okay, cool. Then everything I just said still correct. Then we saw a handful of quarterbacks get released, right? Bailey Zappi, not necessarily a surprise there, but the NFLPA vetoed the revised emergency third quarterback rule that allowed NFL teams the ability to elevate a quarterback from the practice squad as many times as they wanted and then revert throughout the course of the season, right? That was something that they were going to implement, and then they decided no, they were going to revert to the normal rules where an emergency quarterback has to be part of the 53-man roster. So I think some teams were banking on this rule to keep like their third guy. And so now teams that thought they could do it with 3 quarterbacks that way are cutting down to 2 QBs. And so we saw Bailey Zappi get cut. We saw Ben DiNucci get cut, released by the Buffalo Bills, which was just stupid, Buffalo. Why would you cut DiNucci? Cutting Ben DiNucci, Buffalo? Fucking idiots. You trying to win a Super Bowl? You trying to break the drought or not? Huh? Huh, Buffalo? It's in here somewhere. Where's the DiNucci? Where's DiNucci? No, he missed. Oh my God. Ari didn't even tweet about DiNucci. Ari doesn't want to tweet about DiNucci? Okay. So Zappi cut. Desmond Ridder cut. Of course, they were part of that 2022 weird quarterback draft where like everybody's playing for a different team, right? So yeah, the Cardinals cut Desmond Ridder. Patriots just have Drake May and Jacoby Brissett. The Patriots, we'll see what they do. Obviously, Brissett hurts his shoulder early. They got a dicey offensive line. Not sure when they're going to throw in Drake May. I feel like that's a team you want 3 quarterbacks. And then conversely, don't the Browns have 4 QBs on their roster right now? They have like just 2 running backs in the running back room. So I'm not sure what is going on there. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Milton. Never mind. Joe Milton, of course. Joe Milton. Thank you guys. Maybe Bailey ends up back on their practice squad. Can't believe I forgot about Joe Milton and his powerful arm. Good God. Like I said in the last episode, they should just have him come in and throw Hail Marys every single play. Let me go to the Denver Broncos, final 53. I saw them post about it. We'll see if there's any surprises here for the Broncos. Now we got live. Oh my God. Why'd you start me way the hell down here, Denver? All right. TP Streets, thank you very much. Offense for the Broncos. What do we got? Bo Nix, Jarrett Stidham, Zach Wilson, 3 quarterbacks. Wide receivers, Cortland Sutton, Josh Reynolds, Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, and Devon Vele. So just 5 receivers. They got 4 tight ends. Nate Adkins, Dulcich, who he's still healthy. And I think he could be a big part of their offense if he stays healthy. There's your O-line. Nice to see Frank Crum made the final roster there. He had a very nice preseason. And then 4 running backs. Javonte, Audric Estime, Jaleel McLaughlin, and Blake Watson makes the final cut. That means Samaje Perine was also released. They were trying to trade Tim Patrick and Samaje Perine before they cut down to 53. Obviously, you've got to, if you're going to trade for a guy before teams cut down to the 53, you have to really, really want that player. And it's kind of one of those situations where there's probably similar players available in terms of their skill set. So I think the Broncos waiting until, the last 48 hours or whatever to try and trade Tim Patrick and Perine. And maybe they tried a little bit earlier than that. That's a tough sell because teams are like, we'll just wait until they're cut. It's unfortunate because I think they're good players. I was excited when they brought in Perine, and God knows late in games last year when Russell Wilson was trying to orchestrate his comebacks, Perine was a big part of keeping those late game drives alive. So, maybe Perine goes back to the Bengals. I just think it's hard to actually trade those guys unless there's a huge need there from a team for that specific position. Defense. Justin Stranad had a very nice preseason game against the Cardinals. So good to see they kept him. Oh, yeah. Jonas Griffith. That was the surprise for the Broncos. They released linebacker. Is it Jonah or Jonas? Jonas Griffith. So that cleared the roster spot for Lavelle Bailey, who had an interception, I believe, against Arizona. But Griffith is a guy we were excited about. He had injury problems at linebacker, so that's kind of an interesting move for the Broncos. They keep 4 edge rushers, including rookie Jonah Ellis, who had, nice preseason there. Defensive line, that looks like I thought it would. Jordan Jackson from Air Force, also great game in that last preseason outing. And there you go. JL Skinner also made the final cut. 5 safeties. Keidron Smith, couple picks in the preseason. So 5 safeties is kind of a lot to keep there. But I liked what I saw from Keidron Smith. JL Skinner likes to hit really hard, as does Justin Stranad. So if we can have a physical defense, I'm all about it. And then special teams, no surprise here. Will Lutz, there was a punting competition, which I honestly didn't even know. I know they brought in a punter. He got some punts, but Dixon looked very good this preseason. But yeah, that's the Broncos' final 53. Nothing too crazy. And even the Tim Patrick move, again, not crazy. It just hurts our souls as loyal Broncos fans. Let me get to some of the super chats. Pay 9,000 peeps $50 to sign up for Underdog. Actually, I think I would only have to pay 9,000 people $10 a pop. So that's $100,000 for me to make $1 million. Yes, if I get 10,000 signups at Underdog Fantasy, they owe me $1 million. That's the deal I have with them. I'm a long way from doing it, but I'm excited at the opportunity. We got all season, but guys, if I do that, it changes shit here forever. Just so you know. Justin Ross to the Jags. That would be interesting. But they've got Brian Thomas. I think the Jags they've got enough weapons. And I think Brian Thomas is really exciting. Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram. I think they got enough ones. I somehow won $80 on betting on the Broncos preseason every week. Very good, Luciano. Love Parham, but can't block well or stay healthy. Yeah, well, he had one brutal shot to the head. It wasn't last season. I think it was the season before. It was scary. But that's a lot of players. Health is an issue. Oh yeah, Caleb Farley. Okay, so I wanted to talk about that. Caleb Farley released by the Titans. I don't know if there's anybody who's had a rougher stretch getting into the NFL, right? Like Caleb, he tore his ACL, I think, in 2018. But then 2019, great season at Virginia Tech. Then he had back surgery. Then he had back surgery again in college. So 2 back surgeries. He was thought of as a possible top 10 draft pick at corner. The Titans took him late in the first round, knowing he had the injury issues. He lost his mom when he was in college to breast cancer. Last year, his dad died in an explosion at his home. His house exploded. He tore his ACL, I believe, his rookie year in the NFL. After he rehabs from those back injuries, 3 weeks into the season, he tears his ACL. So the dude he hasn't had a single lucky break. He's gone through some heavy shit off the field. And I am rooting for Caleb Farley to catch a break, get on a good roster, on a good team somewhere, and hopefully stay healthy and get a chance. I might have to do a video about Caleb because I just feel for the guy. We want to see the kitty. I already chased that cat out of here. Oh, yeah. Carson Steele made the Chiefs 53-man roster. The guy nobody can tackle, officially a Chief. I feel like he is specifically going to be a reason the Chiefs beat the Broncos this year. Yeah, I know. A.J. Dillon. We wish A.J. the best. Bears fan here, subbed a couple months back. You've quickly become one of my favorite NFL YouTubers. Keep it up, man. Well, thank you, J. Bills Gabes. I'm rooting for the Bears. I hope Caleb fixes all of your problems. Let me check my script here. We talked about Willis. I just talked about Caleb, Kadarius, Terrace Marshall, Noah Brown, Benedenucci, released by the Bills. Oh, yeah, the Seahawks, they cut Dwayne Eskridge. That was kind of a little bit of a surprise, but I think some team's going to get a good receiver in Eskridge. Seahawks got a lot of receivers right now. DK, Lockett, JSN, Jake Bobo. Wait, is Jake Bobo still on the roster? Please, God, please let Jake Bobo still be there. Jake Bobo, where are you, Seahawks? Let me check their depth charts. Oh, thank God. They still have Jake Bobo. I think Brendan Rice made the final cut for the Chargers as well. So again, Buffalo, you better have Frank Gore Jr. on your practice squad. And finally, Alex Leatherwood was also released by the Chargers. If you don't remember, Alex Leatherwood, drafted in the first round by John Gruden. He played in one season with the Raiders before the Bears gave him a chance. And just another one in a long line of first-round misses for John Gruden and the Raiders. But Alex Leatherwood out of Los Angeles. Thanks for joining as a member. Oh, wait. One last thing. Broncos fans. Oh, my God. I am so excited. Over at benchwarmerbrew.com, where I do have my coffee, we just dropped, courtesy of Nick Novak designing these for me. Broncos fans, if you are ready for Big Nick's energy, we got Big Nick's energy shirts. We got our Bo Leave shirts. We got our God Bless Bo Nick shirts. Whatever tickles your fancy, I got them. I'll be moving all of my merch over to Benchwarmer Brew. We've just got new technology to help make it happen for shirts and shit. But I don't even have samples of these yet. We just got this shit live on the site today. So benchwarmerbrew.com. Yes, delicious coffee. Now is going to be home of all my merch. And so just so you know, I would have to sell like 300,000 bags of Fuck the Refs to get my same deal with Underdog if we get 10,000 signups there. Links in the description for both. Did I miss anything, guys? Before we end this stream, did we miss anything today? I think I covered it all. Hell yeah. Believers. We are all believers. Good luck to all of your teams. I hope they made all of the correct roster moves. And oh wait, what? No. I thought they moved him to the short-term IR. I think they moved Damari to short-term IR. Because doesn't he have a high ankle sprain? Let me confirm it. Let me confirm that. Damari, damn it, wrong one. 53-man roster. Let me go to search. Damari Mathis. What did the Broncos do? Oh my God. I can't type. I suck at typing. Reserve injured, designated for return, so he can come back after week 4. They still have Damari Mathis. And another new member. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the support here. You guys are awesome. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. And I got power rankings coming up this week. The first power rankings of the year. I suck at typing. I will never get better at typing. That's just the way it's going to be. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Best of luck to all your shit